Shalom. I'm going to start out by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, Kol Halo Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Again, the name of the Father is Yahweh. His Son's name is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Mattis expects re-energized effort against ISIS in East Syria in coming days. All right. United States of America funds ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Al-Nusra. All right, and their presence isn't welcome in Syria, and there was no chemical weapon attack. U.S. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis said on Thursday that he expected a re-energized effort against Islamic State, ISIS, formerly ISIS militants in eastern Syria in the coming days. You'll see a re-energized effort against the middle Euphrates River Valley in the days ahead against the rest of the geographic caliphate. I just want to point out Euphrates. When you go on the word angels, it means messengers. It also references to armies, gelos. All right. Remember the 4 angels bound by the great river Euphrates? There's literally angels working on the minds of the rulers of this world right now, and the leaders of all the nations, but quite literally, nations from that region of the great river Euphrates are going to be let loose. It's going to be World War III. All right. Mattis told the Senate Armed Services Committee hearing, referring to a territory held by the group. Mattis said that he was also expecting increased operations against IS militants on the Iraqi side of the border. Reuters reports France has reinforced the fight against the militant group in Syria with special forces in the past 2 weeks. All right, so there's more boots on the ground in Syria, which the attack by United States of America, France, and UK was illegal. Their presence isn't welcome in Syria. Really, they're going after oil. All right, and they're really jealous of Russia's presence there because they're stabilizing the region. Yes, there is a financial reason why they're there, but really it's because it's too close to home. Regional reasons. Terrorism is not accepted to them, and the United States of America funding terrorism, destabilizing the region, creates more terrorism, and it's a problem for Russia and Iran as well. All right, so now touch on this. Just a minute. All right. Israel envoy to UN claims Iran recruited over 80,000 Muslim fighters in Syria. False. Okay, they're lying. Everyone always sides with Israel no matter what. Really, the world bankers, Israel, it's really to create unrest in the Middle East so that way they can take their resources. All right, and Israel knows full well the United States funds terrorism, but they're not going to speak out against that, are they? The Israeli ambassador specified the recruitment base is located just a few miles from Damascus. What can you see here is Iran Central Induction and Recruitment Center in Syria. Propaganda. There are over 80,000 Shia militants in Syria under Iranian control. It is at this base just over 5 miles from Damascus where they are trained to commit acts of terror in Syria across the region, Danon stated. Well, if they had such nations such as Iran, a thriving economy like Syria once was, Libya, Iraq, that controlled all the terrorism. All right. There wasn't an uptick. Now there's an uptick because you keep destabilizing regions. Everybody's poor. They join militant groups. It's just common sense. And Israel knows full well the United States funds terrorism, but they're not saying anything against the United States of America. They're not saying anything against the United Kingdom. They're not saying anything against France. They're not saying anything about it. Saudi Arabia, they're funding terrorism. I'll show you. Everyone in the international world knows this. Anyways, fast forward. The statement echoes that of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who claimed during a session of Israeli Defense Forces General Staff earlier this week that Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps was creating an army to destroy Israel. No, you're just getting scared, all right? Because you're not the biblical Jews. You don't belong in that land. You have no rights to that land. It's too late. They don't care. All right, but their problem with you is you are creating unrest in the Middle East, in the regions. You create propaganda. You create conflict. You don't abide by the laws, rules, and regulations. All right? Anyways, fast forward. And the state of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, they propaganda people. They say, oh, the Palestinians, they're the biblical Amalekites. You fit that bill according to the scriptures. All right, and they know that. All right, now Russian delegation at OPCW holds press briefing. All right, an 11-year-old Syrian boy whom the White Helmets NGO used in their video about a chemical attack in Syria's Duma on April 7th in exchange for food, and his father, who has also denied that any attack took place, are expected to speak before journalists. Moscow delegation of the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, OPCW, is holding a press briefing in the Hogway on April 26th. Follow our feed to find out more. Head of the Russian delegation, Alexander Shulgin, said the Moscow views the alleged chemical attack on April 7th as provocation, something it warned about in advance, okay? And it's provocation that stems all the way to the United States of America, Saudi Arabia, Israel, all right? Those are the war criminals. He noted that the only evidence is a sloppily staged video shot by a pseudo-humanitarian organization. They're terrorists, the White Helmets, and was intended to touch hearts. The same strategy as in previous false flags attacks. Shulgin remarked that none of the representatives of the countries that committed the attacks are present at the press conference because they are afraid to look into the eyes of the young Syrian boy who witnessed the fake video from the White Helmets being shot. Okay? Kid's fine. Kid's perfectly fine. There's no chemical weapon attacks. All right? And you're not going to see that on the news or anything like that. All right? So, I'm going to show you how propaganda works. This is a video of the White Helmets. This is them playing with cats. This is them holding rifles in the air, flying al-Nusra flags. They are terrorists.
I don't call them civil defensemen, but rather the mujahideen of the civil defense. Any of these incidents can be explained.
They are the mujahideen.
But
look at them.
Enough to sow concern and doubt, even in those.
And the United States continues to fund them.
It just strikes me as being a bit inconsistent if you say that this.
Let me point out, all right, the intelligence agency knows that all the food and resources and money that they're giving to the White Helmets, they know full well that they're just giving them to al-Nusra, terrorist attack. You know, they have terrorists who join the White Helmets, who become members of the White Helmets because you get paid $50 a month in Syria. The White Helmets get paid $1,050 a month, all right, which is a lot of money. All right, and they join, and they'll see terrorists dressed in White Helmet gear fighting. But you won't see that on the news.
The group is wonderful, and yet you also ban its leader from coming to the States to collect an award for which, and you say you're going to continue to support the group. I mean, if you have reason.
Anyways, now here is John Kerry talking about Syria.
Will degrade the capacity of Assad to use these weapons. And
there's never any chemical weapons. They never had any chemical weapons. United States has the biggest stockpile of chemical weapons. It's hypocrisy. All right?
It's a very strong deterrence. And if it doesn't, then there are subsequent possibilities.
It's during the Obama administration.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. And the details on the offer and the proposal on the table.
Look at them laugh.
What are the figures that we're talking about?
Well, we don't know what action we're engaged in right now, but they've been quite significant. I mean, very significant. In fact, some of them have said that if the United States is prepared to go do the whole thing the way we've done it.
Did you see him laugh? Let me rewind.
That if the United States is prepared to go do the whole thing the way we've done it previously in other places, they'll carry that cost. That's how dedicated they are to this. Obviously,
he's talking about Iraq and Afghanistan.
In fact,
look at him laugh.
Some of them have said that if the United States is prepared to go do the whole thing the way we've done.
He's laughing because they oust governments and steal their resources. All right? Saudi Arabia is funding the whole thing, and it's backed by Israel. Okay? So now here's Project Timber Sycamore. Saudi Arabia is funding the whole thing so they could do the same thing they've done in previous Arab countries. All right? They're talking about Iraq, Afghanistan. Create chaos, fuck shit up, take their stuff. Timber Sycamore was a classified weapons supply and training program run by the United States Central Intelligence Agency, supported by various Arab intelligence services, most notably that of Saudi Arabia. Israel is in bed with them too, so is Benjamin Netanyahu. Launched in 2012 or 2013, it supplied money, weaponry, and training to rebel forces fighting Syrian President Bashar al-Assad in the Syrian civil war. Those rebels he's talking about are al-Nusra, al-Qaeda, ISIS. According to U.S. officials, the program has trained thousands of rebels, terrorists. President Barack Obama secretly authorized the CIA to begin arming Syria's embattled rebels in 2013. However, the CIA had been facilitating the flow of arms from Libya to Syria for more than a year beforehand in collaboration with the United Kingdom, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. All right, so again, United States of America funds terrorism. I guarantee Putin and Rouhani from Iran, they're going to specifically say, you fund terrorism, United States of America, United Kingdom. Israel is backing you and supports your agenda with you and Saudi Arabia. All right? The state of Israel is just a political tool to create chaos. Anything Israel does, they're not touched by laws. No one speaks out against them. They have an open air prison. Open air prison in Gaza. They're the most wicked fucking people. You know, seriously, when I learn more and more about the state of Israel, it just pisses me. I just get angry. Anyways, all right. America's going to be destroyed via nuclear destruction. We're in World War III now. United States of America is in World War III now. United States of America is going to be fighting against Russia and Iran, and the United States and all their allies are going to be fighting against Russia and Iran and all their allies. This is World War III. It's happening right now. Let their table become a snare before them. All right. When you go into the word table, in the Latin, it means bank. So their money, their literal table, their desire for money and wealth and resources become a snare before them. And that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. Let their eyes be darkened that they see not. Make their loins continually shake. Their eyes are darkened. You know, they have no choice. They're going to go throw all their chips into this Syria thing, and it's going to be a snare to them. It's going to be their demise. Pour out thine indignation upon them. Let thy wrathful anger take hold of them. Okay? That indignation he's going to pour on them is the judgment. It's going to be via nuclear destruction on the United States of America, and that region there is the Valley of Yahweh Shaphat. Let their habitation be desolate, and let none dwell in their tents. All right? Babylon, the great America, is going to be destroyed via nuclear weapons. World War III is happening right now. So with that, I'm going to say, Barak atah Yahweh, Barak atah Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, Kol Halo Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Double honors, apostles, elders, great millstone, who are the holy apostles, prophets mentioned in the book of Revelation. Bless the Akim that are pushing more in true sincerity. And to all you men of great millstone, I say, Barak atah, Bahasham, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, Waha, Racha, Kudash, Shalom.